Stress is often seen as purely psychological, but your brain's response has measurable consequences. Within minutes of stress initiation, your body releases cortisol, a hormone that doesn't just affect mood. Cortisol alters the structural integrity of your brain. Within hours, dendrites in the hippocampus, responsible for memory processing, begin retracting. This isn't a vague feeling. It's physical and visible under a microscope. Many believe stress affects only your mood, but it directly reshapes neural pathways. This retraction reduces your ability to form new memories, a mechanism observed in MRI studies from institutions like Stanford University. The myth of stress as just in your head is dismantled. Anxiety doesn't merely increase your heart rate, it revs up your amygdala, the brain's emotion center, making it hyperactive. This hyperactivation isn't just a fleeting sensation, it's a measurable increase in neural firing rates. Studies using fMRI, such as those conducted by Yale, show heightened activity during anxious states. The belief that anxiety is a temporary response overlooks its enduring impact on brain structure. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational decision-making, suffers suppression under prolonged stress, diminishing your ability to reason calmly. This isn't a temporary misfire but a structural shift in neural connectivity. Common wisdom suggests habits form just from repetition. However, inside your basal ganglia, where habit loops are encoded, dopamine plays a crucial role. This neurotransmitter reinforces behavior by strengthening synaptic connections. Yet, chronic anxiety leads to dopamine receptor downregulation, reducing your brain's ability to reinforce positive habits. Research from the University of Michigan shows that under stress, even habitual actions become harder to maintain. It's not just a matter of willpower, it's a biochemical reality. Your brain physically alters its reward mechanisms, changing how habits are wired. Emotional regulation isn't merely a mental exercise. Your brain's default mode network, DMN, plays a pivotal role. This network, when disrupted by stress, alters your thought patterns and emotional responses. A study published in Neuroimage revealed that stress reduces DMN connectivity, impacting your ability to dissociate from negative thoughts. The myth that you can easily control your emotions ignores the underlying neural dynamics. Your DMN, affected by stress-induced changes, traps you in loops of negative thinking, a physical manifestation, not merely mental resolve. Memory isn't just mental storage, it's a dynamic process heavily influenced by stress and anxiety. Inside your brain, BDNF, a protein crucial for neuron growth, decreases under stress. This reduction hampers your brain's ability to form and retain memories. Recent studies from the University of California show a 25% decrease in BDNF levels after just 2 weeks of stress, altering memory consolidation processes. The idea that memory is purely cognitive fails to account for these biochemical changes. Your ability to remember isn't just mental, it's wired into your brain structure. Cortisol's impact on your hippocampus is profound. When stress persists, cortisol binds to receptors, triggering a cascade that reduces dendrite density. This isn't just a mental fog, it's physical. A 2019 study from Rockefeller University found a 20% reduction in dendritic length within weeks of chronic exposure. This loss translates to impaired memory and learning. Cortisol's molecular grip reshapes your hippocampus, altering not just how you think, but how you remember. It's a biochemical transformation that underscores why stress can make learning a challenge. The hippocampus physically shrinks, altering your brain's architecture. Inside your amygdala, stress amplifies neural signaling, intensely connecting it with the prefrontal cortex. This hyperactive state is measurable. Research from the University of Wisconsin demonstrates a 30% increase in connectivity strength under anxiety-inducing conditions. This isn't just a feeling of panic, it's your brain's circuitry in overdrive. The amygdala's increased influence suppresses rational thought, a direct consequence of neural overactivity. These pathways become reinforced, making anxiety responses more automatic and difficult to control. The structural changes in these connections are enduring, not simply fleeting. Dopamine signaling within your basal ganglia is critical for habit formation. Chronic stress downregulates dopamine receptors, weakening your brain's reward pathways. A study by Emory University found a 40% reduction in receptor sensitivity after prolonged stress exposure. This isn't just loss of motivation, it's a recalibration of your brain's reinforcement systems. The downregulation makes it harder to form positive habits, fundamentally changing how you pursue goals. It's a molecular alteration that reshapes behavioral patterns, not just a lack of willpower. Your brain's chemistry is altered at the receptor level. The default mode network, DMN, your brain's introspection hub, suffers under stress. Stress reduces DMN activity, making you less able to reflect and disengage from negative thoughts. Neural studies from Johns Hopkins show a 15% decrease in DMN connectivity during stress episodes. This isn't just a distraction, it's a tangible disruption of neural networks. Reduced DMN activity traps you in negative loops, altering your thought processes. Stress impacts the DMN's ability to function, making emotional regulation more challenging. It's a structural shift in your brain's network dynamics. Stress impacts BDNF, a key protein in synaptic plasticity. Under stress, BDNF expression decreases, hindering new neuron growth. Harvard researchers documented a 25% drop in BDNF levels with stress exposure, affecting neuroplasticity. This isn't just a feeling of stagnation, it's your brain's diminished capacity to adapt and grow. BDNF's reduction impairs the formation of new synaptic connections. The effects ripple through your cognitive abilities, not merely mood. This molecular change underpins why prolonged stress makes learning and adaptation difficult. Your brain's adaptability is compromised at the protein level. Chronic stress and acute stress affect your brain differently. Acute stress can be beneficial, enhancing your focus and response times. However, chronic stress leads to harmful changes in brain structure. A 2021 study from King's College London found that chronic stress caused persistent reductions in prefrontal cortex thickness over months, contrasting with temporary changes seen in acute stress. This isn't just about feeling overwhelmed, it's a measurable thinning of brain matter. Chronic stress compromises executive functions, affecting decision-making long-term. The physical reduction in cortex thickness is enduring, not a short-term effect. The self-help industry often touts mindset changes as solutions, but peer-reviewed neuroscience shows deeper mechanisms. Brain imaging studies, such as those by the University of Pennsylvania, reveal that mindset shifts alone don't reverse structural brain changes caused by stress. MRI scans show no significant alterations in brain structure solely from cognitive reframing. The brain's physical state, altered by stress, requires biochemical changes for true transformation. This isn't dismissing mindset. It's highlighting the necessity of addressing the underlying neurobiological processes. Structural brain changes need more than mindset shifts to reverse. Brain imaging studies contradict popular psychology claims, revealing the depth of stress impacts. For instance, the amygdala's hyperactivity persists despite positive thinking efforts. MRI studies from MIT show the amygdala's activity levels remain elevated even with cognitive interventions. This isn't just about mental state, it's a sustained neural activation. The brain's threat response system stays primed, keeping stress responses active longer than expected. The persistence of amygdala activation illustrates the limits of cognitive efforts, underscoring the need to consider neural mechanisms. The brain's structure and function are deeply intertwined with stress responses. Long-term stress alters your vagus nerve signaling, a key player in the mind-body connection. Chronic anxiety reduces vagal tone, impacting heart rate and digestion. A study from the University of Toronto found a 30% decrease in vagal tone with prolonged stress. This isn't just a feeling of unease. It alters your body's physiological responses. Reduced vagal tone leads to increased inflammation and digestive issues, illustrating the physical toll of anxiety. This isn't merely stress perception, it's a measurable change in nerve signaling. The vagus nerve's role underscores the physical manifestation of psychological stress. One reframing fact emerges. Neuroplasticity offers hope for reversing stress effects. Despite structural changes, the brain retains its ability to adapt. A study from the University of Chicago found that targeted interventions increased hippocampal volume by 10% over a year. This isn't just recovery, it's evidence of the brain's capacity for regrowth. Interventions like physical exercise drive neurogenesis, enhancing brain structure. This isn't just a theory, it's supported by neuroimaging and biochemical evidence. The brain's plasticity, even after stress, highlights a path for recovery through specific, measurable actions. Neuroplasticity is a tangible mechanism for change.